Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker, and today we are starting a quick 3-part video series on cheap ways to test your silver bullion. Generally the silver that you already have, also to maybe feel more comfortable about a purchase that you're making or have already made from somebody. Before we get into this video series, I want to say that all the methods that I use, although helpful, are not 100% foolproof, so don't put your entire life savings behind some silver that you tested with a couple of the methods that we're going to be using. But, outside of getting like an $18,000 XRF gun or having the silver, assayed yourself, there's not a whole lot of ways to cheaply test it. So I wanted to share a few things with you guys. And we're going to do a 3-part video series, like I said, with 3 different ways of testing. And we're doing it in 3 parts. That way it doesn't take, too long of a video for one video. So the first thing we are going to test with, we have this. This is the Bullion Test app that you can get on Android. I've been using this for a while. If you guys have been on my channel, you'll probably remember that I have actually did a video on this app before, but I've been using it ever since to test certain things, and it's pretty darn accurate. It's not perfect. I've seen some false positives on things that were basically really, really close. And what I mean by that is like, maybe testing a silver round that's the same diameter as a silver eagle, and it passing, or testing like a foreign silver coin that passes it as an American silver eagle. I have yet to test anything that tested positive that was fake though. So that's the thing that's most important to me. But again, this is not foolproof. Don't bank your life savings on this app. But for buying small purchases from somewhere you're not 100% sure of, like let's say a friend, you're good to go. So let's go ahead and get this on the screen so you guys can see it, because you're not going to want to stare at a blurry image of my phone on the table here. We're going to pull it up on the screen so you can see in good resolution what we are looking at. And we have the Bullion Test app now on the screen. Now we have the American Silver Eagle already selected. But if you hit this drop-down menu, you can see there's a whole lot of options of stuff that they've already tested the resonance for, and they know exactly what it's supposed to sound like. And that is very helpful, because like if you go under like generic 1 ounce, you actually have to know the diameter and the thickness of the round. So let's go ahead and swap though. We're going to go to American Silver Eagle, and we're going to start with that. Now to test, all we do is we hit the little microphone icon at the top. And what I do with these, it's very simple. I just balance them on the edge of my finger like so, and then I take a plastic pen. This is just a plastic Bic pen, and I just tap it. And the reason I use plastic is I don't really want to hit it with another piece of metal, and this pen works just fine. So what's going to happen is I'm going to hit the coin, it's going to create its ring, and then the app is going to listen for it. And as you can see, there are 3 blue lines right here, and it just heard me tapping. These are the lines that it is looking for, and we are looking to see if they line up. So let's go ahead and do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so as you can see, it gave it a check mark, which means it passed. And you have the 3 blue lines, and it does look like the resonance test matched up with the lines that it was expecting to. You can actually see the frequencies that it heard up at the top of the screen. At the bottom, the 3 main frequencies that it's listening to, it shows you the deviations of the 3. So you can see the first one was exactly on 0.0%, and then you have a 1% and a 1.3% deviation on the second and third line. The reason for those deviations is probably just because I'm using these nitrile gloves and I'm balancing on the end of my fingers, so some of the sound is being absorbed that way. It's probably changing the resonance of it a little bit. If you have a better way to hold it, maybe on the edge of, something plastic that's not going to mess with it, this would probably be even more accurate. But I find that the end of the finger works quite well. Let's go ahead and do it again one more time. And you can see this frequency deviations are roughly the same. So this is definitely a real Silver Eagle based on the test, on this test at least. And I know that it's a real Silver Eagle, so I'm not so concerned about it anyway, but I wanted to use it for the test. Now we have some other stuff to test here, so we're just going to go back and we are going to do the maple leaf. So we'll hit the little drop-down menu and we will find 1 ounce silver maple leaf right there. And you can see it even shows you a picture of it, so you can flip it back and forth like so. We will hit the microphone icon to test it. We'll go ahead and balance it on our finger. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. So it did match up. It's actually looking at 4 different frequencies right here. We have 0%, 0.5%, 1.6, and 2.2. So the 4th frequency that it's listening to was off over 2%, which is something that does make me concerned. But again, I'm balancing it on the end of my finger with nitrile gloves, so it's not going to be perfect, and we know that. We'll do it again. Here we go. and it's 2.2% every time, but it's still passing it. In my opinion, I think anything over 2% you just really need to look at and maybe do a second test on. But again, I know that this is real, so I'm not super concerned with it. Now that we have the Maple Leaf open, what we want to do, we're going to check and see, will the Silver Eagle pass the Maple Leaf test? So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, as you can see, there was frequency deviations way off, 24.4, 26.7, 24.9, and 7.6%. And why is that? Well, the Maple Leaf is more pure, and it has a smaller diameter. So because of the size and the small diameter and the bigger thickness of the maple, it is going to create a different sound. This app already has these sounds and these frequencies recorded, so it knows what it's supposed to hear. If it's a Maple Leaf, if it's a Silver Eagle, and it's telling us that that is not a Maple Leaf. That is a silver. Well, it's not saying it's a Silver Eagle, but it's telling us it's not a Maple Leaf. Okay, so we also have generic silver. So we have right here the generic 1 ounce 999 fine round. Now this is already set to 40 millimeters. I'm going to use my keyboard here since it's hooked up to my phone. We're just going to back it out and change it to 39 millimeters. I measured this with a pair of calipers. So get yourself a caliper and to test the diameter of your coins if you're going to be doing tests like this on generics that, doesn't have an exact diameter. That way you can be very, very accurate with it. But we have it set for 39 millimeters. We'll go ahead and hit the test. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, we do have a little bit of variation, but again, it's a generic round, so it's not going to be perfect, but it sounds exactly like silver, and it's right where it should be based on the diameter of the coin, the thickness of the coin, the fact that it has a reeded edge. So this is what we're looking for. We know that it's right. If we go back, actually, we'll go ahead and change this. Let's change it back to 40 millimeter and just see what happens. So 40 millimeter, and we'll go back and we'll hit the volume icon again, the microphone icon, I mean. And here we go, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, it is way off, 11.2, 10, and 8.5%. So it is definitely not a 40 millimeter silver round. It's a little bit too thick and too small of a diameter to pass that test. Okay, so the last thing we have here to test with this app that I brought you, we have a real peace dollar and a fake Morgan. So we're going to go to the Morgan/peace dollar. You can see they're the same thing, because they have the same exact mixture, diameter, weight, everything. It's all the same. We're going to start with the peace dollar because I know it's real. We're going to hit the microphone icon. We're going to go ahead and test it. Here we go. Alrighty, as you can see, it is pretty much spot on. It's about 1% off per coin, or it's about 1% off per frequency. Let's do it again. Same thing. So such a beautiful sound. So we know that it is correct. It is 1.3, and 1.1% off. And again, a lot of that can just be, the room, or it could just be, again, that it's balancing on my nitrile gloves, which are causing it to vary a little bit, but it's still where it's supposed to be. Let's take this Morgan, however. So this Morgan weighs almost the same as this peace dollar, but is it right? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, not even close. 27.2%, 6%, and 29.3% variations on all three of the frequencies that it was looking for this coin. So we know that it's not that it's not real, whereas we know the peace dollar is real. So we know this Morgan is trash. It's junk. We don't want it. We know it's fake. We're done with that thing. I mean, there's no way. That's nothing. Let's just go away. So now let's do a couple more things really fast. We'll do one more false positive. Let's go over to Silver Eagle and see if the maple passes as a Silver Eagle. Oh, look at that. We are on the buffalo. All right, here we go. So will the maple pass as a Silver Eagle? Nope, not even close. Will the 39 millimeter diameter silver round pass as a Silver Eagle? No, not even close. So that is the Bullion Test app, guys. That's the first of our 3-part video series. This is very cheap if you want the full version. I think it's only a couple of bucks on the Android store. Again, I'm not sure if it's on iPhone or not. I've heard that it's not, but if it is, get it. I think there's some other ones out there like that, though, if you don't have access to this one, but definitely recommend picking it up because it's an awesome, awesome app, and I use it all the time. So there you go, guys. Do me a favor. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe because we have the other two coming, and we will be doing other videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.